Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to In the Pocket, presented by CrossBonesMMA. My name is Eddie Law. That is Nick Pilecki. We are hanging just fresh off watching UFC 196 pre-fight presser. Obviously, everyone's heard. Rafael dos Anjos pulls out because of a broken foot. Sorry, broken foot. I'm just fucking with Jesse now. But because of broken foot, withdrew. In fact, his coach, Rafael Cordero, was actually able to tell people how it happened. He was sparring through a kicked some guy in the knee who he was training with, busted foot. Tried to ice it through the weekend. It didn't work out. He's out of the fight. In comes the one guy I was hoping to see in there against Conor, and that's Nate motherfucking Diaz, right? So the entire day yesterday, like, who's going to replace him? Who's going to replace him? It's going to be Cowboy. It's going to be Nate, Anthony Pettis. I think Manny Gamborian was talking about wanting to fight him, and he ended up getting John Dodson, which is a good fight for him. Everybody was coming out, and it turns out Frankie Edgar can't do it. He's injured. Jose Aldo turned it down, out of shape. That's literally what they said. And then I don't know what happened, why Cowboy didn't work out.
Because he didn't want to like go fresh out of a fight and everything like that. He didn't think it was too smart. That's what I heard.
I mean, it
I
probably
took it. Fuck it.
Well, he didn't get hurt. Against Oliveira. And the fight was gonna be at 170. All you had to do, he was at 175 last that they posted on Twitter. Yeah. 174. That weight cut would have been pretty simple for him. But this is the fight that's gonna be the money fight. I mean, I could legitimately say that this fight it should break records. I mean, look, when anyone that watched the pre-fight presser, first of all, you enjoyed the fuck out of yourself, 100%, guaranteed. There's no way you didn't. Okay, don't lie to me and say you didn't enjoy yourself. That was great. All right, but everyone that was watching it, it's supposed to start at what was it? 1 p.m. Pacific time.
Yep.
1 p.m. Yeah, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Turns out, when they started the stream, we had fucking this light's fucked up. When they started this, there we go. When they started the stream, it was at 130,000 people just sitting there waiting. Right? They played the Anderson Silva Bisping whatever promo over and over and over and over and over and over again. I got to the point where I was like, play it one more time, assholes, and I'm not watching, which is bullshit. I was gonna watch anyway, but but I was like, I will fucking stop watching. I swear to God. And and finally it started. When it started, it jumped up to 250,000 people. That's a jump of 120,000 people that watched a pre-fight press conference in a UFC gym in Terrence, California. What the fuck? This pay-per-view is gonna break records, man.
It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Now, if you didn't watch it, first of all, watch this shit right after we're done with the show. Go watch the presser. All 30 minutes of it, 100% worth it. Every second's worth it. Went back and forth. Conor talking all this shit. Now, here's what you watched it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Conor McGregor's reaction to Nate Diaz saying everyone in the UFC is on steroids? For the first time, I actually saw McGregor react to something somebody else said. That's the first time I've ever seen him react to somebody, and it was kind of like he wasn't shook, but he was a little upset about it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and because he's a big looking guy right now. He's huge.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's what Nate has to work off of to rile him up and get him pissed off and just keep saying you're on steroids. Everyone's on steroids. I think everyone's on steroids too because fucking Anderson Silva popped for steroids, but. Everyone and you see him react immediately once he said, "Oh, everyone's on steroids." He stood up and he's like, "No, motherfucker, I'm not on steroids. I'm totally against that shit." Blah blah blah. But you look big as fuck right now. I'm just saying, he looks huge, and I'm excited for this fight. The one thing I do not like though is that it's at 170.
Why?
I understand why it's at 170. I just don't think Conor should move up that. He's putting a stamp in multiple divisions.
Oh, you mean stopping? He's putting like the brakes on everything.
Exactly. He's stopping flow in all these divisions because he wants to fight at 155. He wants to fight at 170. He's a 145-pound champ. He's putting a stop at all these divisions that are great, especially the welterweight division. Mm-hmm. That's the one division I like, and I don't want to be stopped. But think about it. If Nate Diaz wins this fight, what happens? Do you give him a title shot for the 170? Or 155.
Yeah, I mean, look, and Unique Kennels. If you guys don't know who Unique Kennels is, just follow him on Twitter. He's a good dude. He put on I saw it on Facebook. He probably put on Twitter too. That it's Conor McGregor setting up a duck of RDA, and he didn't mean like he's scared of RDA. What he meant is this: if Conor McGregor beats Nate Diaz next weekend, right? Does that mean that he's just going to skip 155, forget RDA, and just jump right at Robbie Lawler? I think it's possible.
I think it is too, and I think Robbie Lawler destroys him if he beats Diaz.
I don't know about destroys him, but you're not knocking out Robbie Lawler. He's not. You know what I mean? That left hand, he could land it like he wants. All he wants, it won't matter. On YouTube, Keith saying Tim Means popped. He did it for Nate. Never know.
That's awesome.
That makes no sense because Tim Means is going to fight Cowboy. But all right, dude, we'll go with that. I might just be reading your shit wrong, so I apologize.
But I don't know. I'm excited for this fight. I am. I think Nate Diaz. He's not going to get Nate Diaz's head at all.
No. He didn't. He couldn't. He tried.
He gives no fucks. He's that kind of guy. It's like, okay, you can say whatever you want. We're still going to fight. And I like what they said. Like, are you going to take it to the ground? We're going to fight.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
Connor was happy about that. Connor was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Finally. You know what I mean? I don't think that's what you want, though.
It's not what you want.
Yeah. Mike Jarvis says Brandon Schaub thinks McNugget is a bad matchup for Robbie.
What? Shut up, Brendan Schaub. No.
Oh, okay. Keith, no. Now Keith's comment makes sense.
Okay.
Moving up to 170 to fight Nate. So he's saying he did it for Nate. Possible, but he always, he's always talking about you might want to fight at 170 and all that shit. Who knows? But I mean, he did do it for Nate for this time because you want to get Nate in there. Nate seemed a little rattled. I don't think so.
No.
I really don't. That's how Nate Diaz is. He's quiet, doesn't say shit most of the time, but when he does say it, it's 100% truth. Coming out and saying, you fucking beat 3 midgets. That was awesome. You got the midget belt.
Why do you bring the belt with you? That doesn't mean shit. And he's like,
They were yelling at each other. They're on stage, just fucking talking to each other, going, I don't give a fuck. No, I don't give a fuck either. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about no belt. I don't give a fuck about no belt either. And then Nate goes, then why do you carry it everywhere?
Oh,
like, mic drop, bitch. You know what's funny though? After Diaz said everyone in the UFC is on steroids, his mic went dead. You notice that?
That's true. I didn't think about that.
You have to give him a different mic. They have to give him a new mic because
why did you cut my fucking mic?
Yeah, it's funny as fuck.
I don't know. But yeah, no, the ones, why do you carry it around everywhere? What he should have said is, why do you move up weight classes to try to win belts if you don't care about belts?
Yeah. And the thing is, look, you're not going to get into Nate Diaz's head by saying, oh, congratulations, you're welcome. You're going to be a millionaire because of me, blah, 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 whatever the fuck. You're not getting Nate Diaz's head like that. It's just not happening. You know what? The fucking most annoying thing that Conor McGregor said during this fucking presser was, oh, yeah, this is the guy that trains little kids in jiu-jitsu on Sunday mornings. I guarantee nobody was like, yeah, fuck you. Wait, what?
What?
Wait, so what?
He helps out his community? What?
Yeah. Conor said that. He's like, he's good for the community. And everyone's sitting there like,
that's good.
This is what we're getting? This is McGregor? Dude, is this the right guy? Do we know if this is the right guy? He's a little bigger. Like, that's kind of what was going on in the fucking media. Like, who is this guy? Like, McGregor's kind of, he just did not have the usual. And it's because it's finally against somebody that A, speaks English, and 2, can talk right back. Let's be honest. Jose Aldo can't speak English. Or pretends not to. Okay? RDA speaks English in awful ways and can't speak shit. He can't talk shit. You know what I mean? McGregor and Mike did say they call him a cholo. Okay, who hasn't called Nate Diaz a cholo before?
I laughed so hard at that one too.
Yeah,
that was good.
I noticed
but did you notice the beginning of the press conference? Everyone's chanting Conor, middle Conor, towards the end Diaz.
Yeah,
because they see he just does not give a fuck. He's like, okay, cool, we're gonna go fight.
You're not. I'm gonna get paid. His head. You're not getting in Nate Diaz's head. You're just not. I mean,
he's going to be the guy in the middle of the ring, even before Herb Dean says go. Like, come on, let's go right now. Come on,
dude. Middle fingers, Stockton slaps. If Nate Diaz slaps Conor McGregor during the fight, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. I will fall over laughing. It's just me. No one's had the balls to do it to Conor yet, or even been able to. All right, Keith asks, who's your guys' picks for the main and co at 196, and your pick on Silva Bisping? Let's start with since we're gonna talk about Silva Bisping later, we'll just start with 196. Co-main 196 is Holly Holm, Miesha Tate, which, by the way, this Nate Diaz McGregor fight is overshadowing the fuck out of a bantamweight title fight. Okay, and 2, it's overshadowing the fuck out of Bisping Silva in the entire card. It's insane. But yes, let's start with this one. Co-main event, Holly versus Tate. Who you got, man?
Holly, and it's not going to be the easy fight that it was kind of for Rousey. I think it's going to be a grind match.
Yeah, I agree. I'm taking Holly, and I'm taking it in a chess match of sorts because, again, I give a lot of credit to Holly Holm because what she's done and everything in her career before MMA, right? The kickboxing and all that, but also the Greg Jackson aspect of it. Greg Jackson's a big deal for that for her. As is a bigger deal would be Winklejohn. So for her, but they work with it. It works really great. So yeah, I'm taking a home on that one. Main event: Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor. Who you got?
I don't know, man. It's going to be a great fight, but I'm going Diaz just because I don't want to see Conor clog up all these divisions again. I want him to lose to Diaz in welterweight and just not fight in welterweight again.
Yeah. No way. So you think Diaz is going to fight? You're going to be rooting for Diaz.
I'm rooting for Diaz.
But
I think Conor's going to take it.
Think so?
Yeah. Which sucks. Which so sucks.
I'm taking Diaz. I believe.
Legit.
I fucking believe.
Now, okay, since you're picking him, how do you think he wins? Does he win by decision, TKO, or sub?
You're not going to – if he can avoid from getting knocked out, right? Because, let's be real. Conor McGregor has mad knockout power. And if you saw him during the press, he's a huge motherfucker right now, right? He's going to be strong as shit. And he has the cardio probably to stay with Nate, right? It's going to be Nate not getting knocked out, not taking too much punishment, and finding a way to get him in a submission. I don't think that he's going to TKO Conor, and I certainly don't think he's going to win a decision over Conor, especially if it's close, right? I think he's going to be submission, and I think he's going to get it, and I hope he's going to get it. Not that I dislike Conor in any way, shape, or form. I enjoy watching Conor McGregor, all right? But I've made this clear many times. There's only a handful of guys that can fight that can turn me into a fanboy, and the Diaz brothers are two of them. So I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Conor's the third.
Conor, no, otherwise I pick Conor. Fuck that. I like Conor. I'm a fan of Conor's. I'm just not someone. He's just not one of those guys that's gonna make me be like, fuck yeah, Conor. Conor's fighting I don't know, name someone he 100% can't beat, whoever. And I won't be like, oh yeah, Conor's gonna win. No, I'll pick somebody else, you know. But regardless, I'm picking Diaz because I believe in my boy. So Nate Diaz, War Diaz, motherfuckers. And then since we're gonna talk about Bisping Silva anyway, who you got in that one?
You already know it. Like you said, you're a Diaz fan, girl, fanboy, whatever. I'm 100% Anderson. I think Anderson's in a different state of mind right now, and he needs this. It's kind of like a closure thing. Can I still do it and go, or can I not and just call it quits? And I think he can still do it one more time. And it's against Michael Bisping. Now, I'm not discrediting Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping is a monster. He just doesn't get the credit that he deserves, except for the only thing that he gets is Dan Henderson knocking the shit out of him in the most ridiculous knock I've ever seen in my life. But he is legit, and it's just weird that they never crossed paths until this time. It's just been really weird, and it's finally about to happen. And I think Anderson's going to take it, but it's going to be a fight.
If Anderson Silva shows up if the same Anderson Silva that fought Nick Diaz shows up, Michael Bisping has a good shot.
Yeah.
Because he was. Diaz or Silva hesitated. He let Diaz get in his head, and he looked nervous almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if that Anderson Silva shows up, Nate Diaz, Nate Diaz is gonna be everybody. No, Michael Bisping's gonna win. I think Bisping has a good shot. At the same time, I think Silva needs a fight, like a win. A big just to show that he's back. He's talking about I want to go for the title and all sort of shit, get my title back, blah blah blah. You're gonna have to show something against Michael Bisping, who you should be able to beat. Yeah. But anyone that's watched him fight before knows Anderson Silva should beat Michael Bisping pretty easily, right? But I don't know if he's got that in him.
It's a mental game. It's not even just physical anymore. Like physically, yes, he can beat him. Mentally, can he beat him?
I'll tell you what. I think MMA is more mental than it is physical. Now.
Every sport's more mental now.
Right. But I mean now though. Yeah. Like back in the day when you could get a guy who's been training for 3 months off the street and just do the just bleed shit in the cage. That's just physical, right?
Oh yeah.
But mental is a new game. That's the newer version of MMA, of mixed martial arts. It brings in mental's always been part of martial arts. Don't get me wrong. Always. In fact, way more. It hasn't always been part, in my opinion, of MMA.
Yeah.
Now it is. Now it's completely mental. You could talk. You could basically talk someone down to beat them mentally. If you don't go in there with any confidence, you're fucked, and so on and so forth. So what I'm gonna picking wise, I'm gonna take Bisping because I don't think we get to see Anderson Silva back. I think it's over. I think Weidman knocked that guy out and killed him. Yeah. So I think Bisping's gonna take it barely. Some kind of weird decision. If Anderson Silva knocks him out or wins in Matrix style, like Andy likes to say, I will not be upset at all. I would love to see that.
Yeah. Now it's crazy because I was listening to Luke Thomas this morning, and he was saying if Anderson wins and if he says he's going for a title shot, do you think he gets it after this win? And you have to think about the division. Jacare's out, Yoel's out. Who's next? They're making the rematch Rockhold versus Weidman. Right. Who's next in line?
Good point.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see him go for the belt again. I want to see him get this good win.
And he's ranked number 5.
Yeah. I want to see him get one good win and call it quits. That's it. But
if Chris Weidman beats Rockhold, we don't see that fight.
We don't see that fight at all.
I don't think so.
But then again, I don't want to see Anderson Rockhold because Rockhold's a monster too.
Rockhold might actually kill him.
Yes. So I don't want to see that shit.
But damn, what's his name? Who are you talking about? Luke Thomas has a point though. Top 5, Weidman number 1, Luke Rockhold's a champ, but Weidman number 1, Salza number 2, Jacare number 2, Vitor number 3, Lyoto number 4, Anderson Silva number 5. After that, Tim Kennedy. No.
Maybe you make Vitor Anderson 2. Other than that, nothing else.
Vitor turned that fight down. So I don't think it's happening. Michael Bisping, if he wins, does he get a title shot?
He better, man. I don't know. I feel bad for that guy because
Luke Rockhold butt fucked him in the last fight badly.
Yeah, but I feel bad for him though because he's that fighter that's always been in the hunt, but just getting cut that short. He's like the Frankie Edgar, but he's never had a title shot.
Michael Bisping makes me hate Uriah Faber more.
What?
Because Uriah Faber's gotten like 8,000 title shots and he's massacred in every single one. Fucking Bisping can't even get one title shot fight. Fucking stupid. But anyway, let's talk about that, and then we'll go backwards and talk about all the bullshit that went down this weekend very quickly. But on some comments here, first on the Twitter, Andrew Reed's picking Holly and Nate Diaz, my boy. Then he says the extra weight gain will hinder McGregor, and he won't have the cardio to fight with Nate. Possible, very possible. But they have to have fucking accounted for that during his training, during this physical training and all that. So maybe I'm with Andy. I mean, if that happens, if you guess out with Nate Diaz, you're prepared to be stopped and slapped, pointed at, laughed at, flipped off, have your mother call a bunch of names, have Nate tell you he's gonna bang your girlfriend, and all this other shit. So if you guess out against Nate Diaz, you are so many kinds of fucked. And then I says Andrew Reed on Bisping Silva. He's picking Silva. He said the goggle-eyed break gets beaten.
The goggle-eyed break gets beaten. I think he just doesn't like it because that's right. That's fucked up.
Yeah, he's got one eye, dude. It sucks, but that's why. And that's another reason Silva should be able to knock him out. But who knows? So yeah, let's go ahead and just talk about this weekend's fights briefly. A lot of names on this card, and then a lot of names you don't recognize, like a good amount. But names that you do recognize: Norman Park against Hustam Kabalov should be a good fight, but Kabalov should beat him pretty easily. Yeah. My opinion, of course. Kristaps Jutko against Bradley Scott. Yaltsin Meza is still in the UFC. Get the fuck out of here. Yaltsin Meza against Arnold Allen. Scott Askham against Chris Dempsey, who I do remember. Marlon Vera, who was in that UFC Latin America season, where Mexico won, my friends. And Davey Grant, who was in the tough season with Misha and Ronda, is on that. Makwan Amirkhani, who everyone likes. Mike Wilkinson, who is just cool, I guess. I don't know. I've never been a fan of Wilkinson, but dude's a bad motherfucker. And then this might be, in my opinion, this could be fight of the night. Francisco Rivera against Brad Pickett.
That'll be a good fight. I'm excited for that one.
Both guys like to throw down, and Francisco Rivera is one of those guys that goes. You know how Mike Tyson says everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Yep.
Francisco Rivera has a plan. When he gets punched in the mouth, oh motherfucker, he throws a fucking plan out the window, fucking sits down and throws bombs. So I can't wait for that fight. I'm gonna say that's fight of the night right there. Tom Breeze, who's the last person who basically retired Cathal Pendred, which is awesome, against Keita Nakamura. It's a good fight. And then this fight, I'm intrigued by.
I'm not.
Gegard Mousasi against Tyler Leighton. Mousasi should win.
Musashi should destroy.
Should destroy, but again, that shit that he showed against Uriah Hall, he overlooked somebody. If he's overlooking this guy even a little bit, he can get fucked up. Not to mention, Leighton has like he has a tiny reach advantage, but not much. But this is like a striker versus grappler kind of fight, right? Because Leighton is the ground guy for the most part, and Mousasi likes a kickboxer with good jiu-jitsu. And then the main event, Anderson Silva against Michael Bisping. We know the stories. We know what's going to happen. You know, what's happened between not between them, but in their careers. So that's gonna look. Honestly, it's a pretty good fight pass card, and it starts early.
4. I think
4 Eastern for main card. Prelims start at 12:45 Eastern.
God damn it!
So for me, it's gonna be a 10:45 a.m. card. So I'll barely be getting home. No, I won't. I do Spartan race this weekend. Fuck.
So wait,
so I'm gonna miss the prelims, but I'll make it for the main card, for the main race card. What?
I get out of work at like 3. It's gonna be great.
3. Well, you're 3 Central. That's 4 p.m. Eastern. So you'll make it to the main. You'll make it to the main card. Either way, it's on Fight Pass. So you can go back and watch it anyway if you miss it. All right. So I'm not missing either. I'm gonna go back and watch every fight for sure. Let's talk about this weekend briefly because it's depressing and it hurts my heart, kills my soul, makes me want to jump off buildings. Bellator 149 is awful. Oh, look at this. Hold up. Angie Reed says the timing perfect for me this weekend. Of course it is. It's in your neck of the woods, man. Shit. It's about time though. Everyone overseas always has to stay up till fucking who knows what time to watch any UFC cards these days, right? Yeah. But let's talk about this awful fucking Bellator thing, abomination. We won't talk about the entire card. The entire card is pretty much awful. But what's his name? Kimbo Slice, Dada 5000. Dada 5000 almost dies after the fight. Your impressions of that fight, sir?
Okay, so I rarely go off on Twitter, and I'm starting to a little bit more now. This fight pissed me off this fight shouldn't even been happening. And if it doesn't go past the first round for this kind of shitty ass fight, you just stop the fight and just whatever. How Dada 5000 fell. First off, I thought it was just, oh shit, he fell, he just gave up, whatever. But no, he had legit medical reasons why he pulled out. Supposedly his potassium was too high, and he went in cardiac arrest and everything like that. Okay, I feel sorry for the guy. But what sucks about Bellator, and this is one of the things I don't like about Bellator, they gave so much hype for the co-main and the main event and didn't build up their smaller fighters. Like, if you look at the card, it's a decent Bellator card, but they're like, oh no, don't check out Melvin Gillard, don't check out Emmanuel Newton, don't check out Emmanuel Sanchez, check out Kimbo Slice versus Dada 5000. Let's talk about Dada 5000's life. Let's talk about get the fuck over it. You saw a fat guy almost die in a cage. Come on.
Yeah.
I was legit pissed off, and
that reminds me of something. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. And then they don't even give out medical records or what happened to him until like Monday night. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. It's crazy, but hey, that was the shittiest fight I ever watched in my life.
Now, here's what bothered me about the whole thing. It wasn't even after the fight, right? Because the fight was awful.
Yeah.
It was shit. Everyone was laughing about it. UFC fighters were tweeting about falling over laughing. Everybody was laughing. Every fucking body was laughing. What pissed me off was the fact that this was sold to fans as a legit fight. And it wasn't. And they saw that. Fans recognize that shit. They're not completely stupid unless they're that just bleed guy. Otherwise, everyone else isn't that stupid to where they don't recognize we just watched some bullshit. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. The other thing is when people get butthurt about stupid shit. Like, for example, actually, no, this is what I want to talk about. Joe Rogan doing a fight companion for UFC Pittsburgh, and he's talking about Dada 5000, right? And he tweeted out during the fight, "It's the worst fight I've ever seen ever. Like, it's the worst fight I've ever seen." And I don't think anybody disagreed with that sentiment whatsoever. But what pissed me off is that during the actual fight pass or fight companion, he made jokes. He's a comedian, first of all. If you don't know that Joe Rogan's a comedian, now that explains a lot, right? It explains a lot of what he says.
Google him, motherfucker.
And watch his shit on YouTube. It's great. And Netflix. But this is pissed me off is some people actually picked this shit up and ran with it. Joe Rogan made some comments about Dada 5000 talking about that it looked like Dada and Kimbo were hugging and saying like, saying shit like, let me find the actual thing. I don't know. Okay, here's Joe Rogan talking about Dada 5000. This is legit what he said, but people actually got upset about this, which pisses me the fuck off, right? Because it's fucking PC police and like Andy says, professionally offended people. There's a quote. So Joe Rogan says this. He says, quote, "Yeah, his heart stopped. It was filled with cheeseburgers and fried chicken and orange soda. He didn't train. There's no way that he trained. I mean, he might have trained for a couple of days. You should have lost 40 pounds before. It's not like you didn't know you were going to do this. How about Kimbo? What the fuck was going on with him? That wasn't even amateur hour. Really? If it was an amateur fight, you'd be chopping at the bit to fight those guys. I hope they're in my bracket is what you'd be saying, basically, is what he said. And then he finishes off with, all you have to do is dance around for a few minutes and they're toast. How about that one exchange where Dada just laid down and Kimbo just rolled over on top of him? And legit, that's exactly what happened. Dada kind of just laid down and Kimbo, weirdly enough, literally rolls, if you watch that fight, on top of him. There was no takedown. I wonder if they were talking to each other. You want to take us to the ground, homie? End quote. So for some reason, this stupid ass fucking websites picked it up and go, Joe Rogan causes outrage with racist comments towards Dada 5000. First of all,
he said fried chicken. That is all the fuck he said.
I've heard zero outrage about this. You motherfuckers. Zero outrage about this. And you're gonna put it out there like he fucking, outrage because Joe Rogan's comments. Kill yourself right now. Stop typing on the internet. You pieces of fucking shit. All right, shut down your website. It's awful, by the way. I'm so nervous. This pisses me off. PC police, white knights, all that bullshit. Okay, if you take things like that so seriously that it ruins your day and you feel the need to go after them and shit like that, you're a fucking asshole and your life sucks. Plain and simple. You know what I mean? Trolls on the internet, Twitter. Look, a lot of people hate trolls. I find them very entertaining. Even if I'm the one being trolled, I find them hilarious. I enjoy that.
It's fun.
You want to know why? I don't take this shit seriously. It doesn't mean anything to me. Like, this is for fun. Me and you talk, dude. Okay, you know me well enough. We've talked off air a lot. This is exactly how I am off air. Like 100%. I cuss my ass out, say a bunch of funny shit and whatever I can think of. Literally, whatever's in my brain just pops out. I have no filter, right? I speak way too fast to have a filter, by the way. So that's just kind of what it is. But for stupid shit like this, like, you could go back to a lot of shit that I said even in high school and middle school, and they would be, if I was famous, there would be millions of articles written about me pissing somebody off with half the shit that I've said. And I've said shit to you, with you, me, Don, and Jesse off air that it's just like everyone was just kind of like, oh god, he didn't say that, did he? Fuck. And I didn't say it on air because of the fact that they didn't mean anything. It was a joke. But still, it's fucking stupid, and I'm sick of the PC shit. I really am. Yeah. So it's just dumb. So this is fucking stupid ass article they wrote. Joe Rogan causes outrage. Fuck you. Fuck yourself. Fuck yourself right now.
I don't know. Like I get why he went off because I wanted to go off like that too, but I legit stopped watching the card. I watched the main event later. I watched the main event like the next day.
Oh, the Bellator main event?
Yeah. I was legit.
Speaking of which, after
watching this fight, I was like, fuck Bellator.
Speaking of which, what'd you think of that main event where the nut shot won the fight?
Ken Shamrock's going, oh, he kicked me in the nuts. The ref makes mistakes. Every ref makes mistakes. Herb Dean's made mistakes. Big John McCarthy's made mistakes. Hey, shit happens. You continue to fight. The thing I love the most is about Hoy saying, we used to do this when we had no rules. When I could kick you in the nuts and nothing happened. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And go ahead, sorry.
It is what it is. Gracie won. I knew he would win.
Oh man.
Bellator needs to stop doing these train wreck fights, and they're not. They're not going to stop. And
that's exactly what Andy Reid says, and I agree 100% with both of you guys. And Andy says Bellator hit 2.5 million views. That was their peak. They're definitely going to do more freak fights. Yeah. We're going to keep it going. Even like during the campaign, Joe Rogan was saying like they can't possibly keep doing it. And I was like, hell yeah, they can, Joe. Hell yeah, they can, dude. And they're going to.
And if they keep doing it, though, they have to do it the right way. Yes, okay, that's in your main event, but main event, co-main event, but you build up your fighters. You build up MVP, you build up Emmanuel Sanchez, you build up all these fighters, and then say, oh, yeah, by the way, we have these older fighters that are going to fight. You need to build them up, not build the fucking freak show fight. Like, yeah, it gets you views, but you can have that as your main card. Yeah, promo it, but during the card, build up all your fighters because they're watching. That's perfect time.
interesting point, and I like that point, and I'm gonna bring this up with you now, because I just thought of it when you were talking right there about that. Everyone was saying, but UFC fighters are gonna jump over to Bellator. Fighters could go to the UFC, but instead they'll go to Bellator because of sponsorship. Yeah. What about legit fighters from UFC that don't want to, or people that are legit that know they're gonna be good and could make it in the UFC if they just take basically just suck it up through the first few fights in his contract, and then get a better contract in the next re-sign. But what about fighters that are starting to understand that Bellator does not promote their legit fighters very well, and they promote freak fights like a motherfucker instead? Do you think that would deter somebody from signing with Bellator?
Yeah, and I believe so. And I'm not saying this because I know something I don't know, but I went to the gym where Emmanuel Sanchez works out at. It's Weapons Ahead down here in Corpus Christi. I went there the other day to take a kickboxing class. That man hits pads like a monster. I was watching him spar. He's a monster. And I wonder, why is he even in Bellator? Like, he can make a name for himself. He's legit. Don't get me wrong. He's legit. But I think it's a sponsorship thing. I think the sponsorship thing stops a lot of people. And yeah, it's a thing, but I think it will deter UFC fighters from going to Bellator and re-signing with the UFC. And I think that's one thing that what's his name? Why the fuck can I think about it? Just re-signed.
Re-signed with the UFC. Yeah.
Sterling. Aljamain Sterling saw. He probably was like, oh no, I'm gonna stick with the UFC because I don't want to be some undercarder. And I think Ben Henderson's gonna start feeling that too and want to come back.
I agree with Sterling thing. I don't know about Benson though, because Benson's won titles. He was champ for a while. I think he's just like, let's get paid some more and get out of here before I get too much brain trauma.
That's true.
But I mean, a guy that's done stuff already in his career will probably be that way. But you're right, guys like Aljamain Sterling were part. If I'm Aljamain Sterling, and Bellator comes up, we'll give you this contract.
Yeah.
And then UFC comes up, we'll give you this contract. And it's just, I would think, okay, the sponsorship thing and everything, but Bellator does freak show fights, and they're gonna put me as like a not even a co-main. I'll be like the third or fourth fight in the main card. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
So, and it's crazy. But Andy sent me a good tweet here. He says, Andrew retweets, as someone said, if they don't put freak fights on, they'll end up as World Series of Fighting in a sports hall with volleyball going on. If you didn't see World Series of Fighting on Saturday night, it was hilarious. Because it was sad and hilarious. First of all, here's why it's sad and hilarious. Well, sad and hilarious, you'll pick it up why. The main event, Marlon Moraes against Joseph Barajas. Moraes TKO'd him with leg kicks. That's literally what he did. Beautiful. He just kicked his leg until he quit. And the guy literally quit. Barajas was like, oh, fuck, I'm done. Best part of it was everyone that took pictures of the girls' volleyball practice or game or whatever that was going on right behind the event. It was held in some kind of fucking like rec center. And it was super small. And the main event guy got $140,000, but they have to hold the thing in a rec center. Like, the fuck's going on? You know what I mean? So, Bellator is doing what they do with wrestling and WWE and all those other places. They're promoting, a joke. And it sucks.
Yeah, I feel bad for WSO because they have some good fighters over there, but I can see why Bellator does do the freak show fights, but still, it's fuck.
Yeah, exactly. My thoughts.
Bellator has way more talent than WSOF, though.
Overall, yeah, they do. If we can get, if World Series Fighting can get someone to manage that damn thing in a way, maybe not the Dana, like the way Dana White did it, because I don't think either Bellator or World Series Fighting will ever reach UFC potential or UFC status ever, and I mean ever. But I think World Series Fighting could surpass Bellator if they just got someone that fucking could manage some shit like that.
Well, think about it in the past. Like, stick to your roots. That's what they need to do. Because the thing, I watched Bellator when they were in Florida half the time. They lived in Florida. Most of their events were in Florida. It was a smaller event, but they built themselves up, and now they're a legit thing. And they built themselves up without the freak show fights. And now that they have Scott Coker, they're like, okay, we'll have freak show fights. We'll sign some older UFC fighters. Why? And I think it first started off with that whole their knockoff at Tough, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
That Joe Riggs.
Fight Master or some shit like that?
Yeah, that shit was stupid. And that's where it started off.
Please believe Bellator when Joe Riggs won it, Bellator was like, fuck, a UFC guy won this shit. God damn it.
And guess what? He went back to the UFC.
And he went back to the UFC and just keeps getting smashed. All right, let's end this Bellator discussion with this. Who, and it's a simple question, but it has a kind of a difficult answer, I guess. Okay. Is Scott Coker worse than Bjorn Rebney?
Fuck.
Exactly, right?
No.
Kind of difficult to answer.
No, I don't think so. I can see. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Now I think about it. No. He's bringing in more talent, but he's doing it the wrong way. If he's bringing in more talent, as he brought in Ben Henderson, and did you hear one word about Ben Henderson this whole event?
Never.
No. Did you see him? No. That's the thing. Like, if you're bringing in talent and you want to
promote the motherfuckers.
Yeah, promote people. Promote all your MVP. He's injured. He should have been at the fight.
Yeah, he should have been waving at people and shit at least.
Just wave and promote him. Promote the fuck out of him. Give him a mic and let him talk. The only thing that they did great doing this card was having Mike Tyson commentary, and that was
so good.
The coolest thing I've ever heard in my life, and I had chills listening to it the whole time.
Just because I was sober when I was watching it, but had I been high or drunk watching Mike Tyson go, where'd he go? Which way did he go?
Which way did he go?
Oh, dude, I was laughing so fucking hard. I wish I was high for that because I'd have fell over. I might have died from not being able to fucking
did that
breathe.
for a good 30 seconds, and it was amazing.
And I was like, I'm seriously, I couldn't believe you said it. I was sitting there just laughing so fucking hard. Which way did he go? Oh, motherfucker. All right. Just remembering it brings back this hilarity. All right. And that's gonna and the Bellator thing. And real quick, I'll give my answer for the whole Scott Coker thing. I think he's on his way to being worse than Bjorn Rebney for the sport, not for Bellator, but for the sport. Scott Coker blows right now. So hopefully, I don't even say hopefully. I don't care what he does anymore. Like, just okay, you're gonna make freak show fights. Let's see if we can get at least a couple legit fights somewhere in there. Let's hope. That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping there's some legit fights in between the freak shows. That's all I'm gonna ask for. That's all I'm asking for, Scott. Give me a couple legit fights, man. Give me some Michael Chandler shit. Give me some Benson Henderson shit. Give me some
Phil
MVP
Davis.
once he's healthy, huh?
Phil Davis, King Mo, someone else.
King Mo is Phil. It's better Phil Davis. That's gonna be legit. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at that fight. All right. Moving on. Let's talk about UFC Pittsburgh briefly because I'm pretty sure everyone's just chopped this shit down the last 3 days. But run through let's just run through some key things, I guess. Lauren Murphy against Kelly Fastholz. Kelly Fastholz, did you see that? You watched the event, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Kelly Fastholz, man. I'm impressed. Impressed with the short notice.
Mm-hmm. She surprised me. She did surprise me. It sucks that she lost last minute, literally, but it was a good fight. She impressed me.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Andy made a good point because I forgot to talk about this on Bellator again. Sorry. Bellator kickboxing was announced. Now, Andy thinks it could be good. I'm not convinced.
No.
But, because I mean, look, but Bellator has Can't Stop Crazy. What's his name? Joe Schilling.
Joe Schilling.
That's Joe Schilling. They actually have guys that are kickboxers in there, and so I hope they can make it legit. But I don't trust it with how Bellator MMA is going. But we'll see. I'm still with Andy on it. Cage Muay Thai. All right.
Yes.
Somebody called John Wayne Paul, put this shit on Fight Pass, put this shit on Bellator. I don't care. Just put it on television where everybody can see it. I tell you right now, people watch Cage Muay Thai, they're gonna love it. They're gonna fall in love with that shit because it's so good. And I've only got to see it on YouTube. But yeah. All right, back to Pittsburgh real quick. The other fight, actually Evan Smith winning that decision over Marion Reneau, I did not agree with whatsoever. Yeah,
Total bullshit. Reneau beat the shit out of her, and no, hell no. It was close, but it wasn't that close. Evan Smith looked good, but she kept getting caught. She kept getting hit hard. No, hell no. That's the one fight that made me mad on the card too. I was like, "Are you fucking you serious?" And it's a Fight Pass card. Just fuck.
Yeah. And Andy just tweeted over the refereeing at UFC Pittsburgh was fucking diabolical. The refereeing and the judging was awful too. It was just bad all around. Yeah, it was pretty bad. All right, so then Oluwale Bangbos gets a knockout on Daniel Sarafian, head kick, and finishes his ass on the ground. Fucking beautiful performance from a guy that I thought was full of shit. So now give him a good top 15 guy. I don't know if Daniel is one. I don't think he is, but give him a good top 15 guy and see if you can do it again, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that fight against Uriah Hall, a rematch. All right. Then Sean Strickland with a 1-2, the right hand that sent Alex Garcia flying backwards like it's fucking Street Fighter. It was so good. Did you get to see that?
Yes, I did, and it was beautiful. Awesome.
Dude, Garcia flew backwards like arms and legs were in the air and shit. It was so good. Then Joe Riggs gets his forearm destroyed by knees and loses to Kamosi.
Goodbye, Joe Riggs.
Was that?
Goodbye, Joe Riggs.
You hope, right? But I think that might be 3 or 4 losses. No, it's not 3 or 4. It's like 2 losses for him. I don't remember. Anyway.
It's like 2 and a disqualification or some shit.
Oh no, no, he beat Ron. That's right. He beat Ron Stallings in September last year by illegal up kick. He got kicked in the face. I think in the head or something like that. It was illegal. I think because his knee was down or something. And then they gave the fight to Joe, to Joe Riggs. So technically, it should be 4 losses in a row. Should be, but it's not. But yeah, I think it's it, dude. I don't know how much more that guy could do. If a knee's breaking your forearm, your body's like, dude, stop. Yeah. Anyway, Dennis Bermudez against Kawajiri. It was a tough. It was dominant for Bermudez, but hats off to Kawajiri for lasting as long as he did. He didn't get finished. I was surprised he didn't get finished. And Dennis was trying. You know what I mean? And I know Andy was kind of giving me shit on Twitter because I was saying Bermuda's gonna fuck him up, and he did, but he didn't finish him, so it's all good. The Crusher's still the Crusher. All right, Cody Garbrandt against Augusto Mendez. Beautiful knockout with the ref getting in the way. What'd you think? This kid's insane.
And if you go back and watch the fight, he looks up at the clock and sees his time, and then looks down and it's like, "Fuck, I need to finish," because supposedly I'm the knockout artist of my age now. Boom, 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 just clean hits, and that kid's serious. He's dangerous. I can't wait to see him grow.
Yeah, and Augusto Mendez needs to work on his hands.
Yes,
quite clearly.
Yeah,
in defense and move your fucking head, dude. I keep yelling on TV, "Move your head, stupid." And he was like, stupid. He was not fucking doing shit. So I'm like, God damn it, Cody knocked him out. And then Mario Yamasaki gets in the fucking way. You know what I mean? He gets in the way, and Cody gets to go around him, hit this guy one more time to stop the fight.
That's strike 1 for Mario Yamasaki.
Oh, strike 2's coming.
For this card.
Yeah. Oh, no. This card is, strike 2's coming for this motherfucker. In a second. Derek Brunson gets a knockout over Juan Carnero. Hey, look, man, Juan Carnero was just done to begin with. That guy has changed so much in Strikeforce and since popping hot for whatever he took, and he's changed too much. I think he's done. 37 years old, not much more he could do. I don't think he has too many losses in a row trying to get Sherlock to work, but yeah, he's only lost to Brunson. Before that, okay. He hasn't fought since last February either. We beat Mark Munoz. Who hasn't beat Mark Munoz, unfortunately. I like Mark a lot, but dude's fucking legit. All right, then the main event, Cowboy Oliveira against Cowboy Cerrone, and Cerrone gets a submission. I was surprised with you that went down to a submission and not a knockout.
That was the cleanest triangle I've ever seen. It just beautiful transition, locked it in. But here's where Mario Yamasaki fucked up. That shit was locked in way too damn long. And even Cowboy's pointing, and he's like, he's tapping.
Yeah.
Hey, motherfucker, he's tapping. Look, motherfucker, like, come on. But hey, hats off to Cerrone. He did the right thing. He kept that shit locked in. And bye-bye, Mario Yamasaki. Please, God, never return to the UFC again.
Cerrone's smart. He didn't let go. Unlike Vitor Belfort, who supposedly let go of that arm against John Jones, because he felt the pops. And then John Jones got down. He was fucked. Yeah. But yeah, the fucking Oliveira tapped at least 10 times before Mario waited off.
Once he rolled him over, he was tapping. He started tapping. And Yamasaki's like, "Hi, what's going on? You just wait. Oh, you're tapping? Oh, okay. I'll break it up." Like, come on.
Yeah, look, Yamasaki's got a really bad track record, as does Evelyn has a few shitty fights. Who's the other guy?
Herb Dean has a couple, but not that much. A lot of people bash Herb Dean. I like Herb Dean. He's one of the better referees.
Look, Herb Dean's really good. He just gets in a couple ruts every once in a while. He'll have a couple events where you're like, "Oh shit, Herb, come on." But you never hear "fuck Herb Dean." Well, you do hear it from idiots, but it's like "fuck Herb Dean" and all stuff. You never really hear it from people that know MMA. They'll be like, okay, you know what? People have off days too. Andrew Reed agrees. Beautiful triangle. It really was. It was fucking perfectly placed from a guy that's known mostly for striking. So people were saying that I was dumb for saying Cerrone's jiu-jitsu is underrated. Fuck yourselves. Anyway, So I mean that was UFC Pittsburgh, and then we already talked about this weekend's fights. Just going over some last minute headlines here. Meanwhile, anything else you want to bring up?
Nah, I'm good. I'm excited for this weekend's card. Finally,
I'm more excited
Anderson come back.
Yeah, I'm excited for. Yeah, I'm excited for this weekend's card to end, and then get fucking haul ass the next Saturday. That's what I want. Let's see. Okay. All right, last minute headlines here. Pissed Frankie Edgar says C in UFC is for Conor. You can't be mad.
Yeah,
Look, Frankie, if anyone doesn't know, they offered Frankie Edgar to fight. He's injured. Okay. Frankie's only mad because Dana White said that Frankie Edgar refused the fight.
He probably didn't refuse it, but he probably refused like the date. Like move it and I'll fight him.
Yeah. So what does it say? This is Frankie Edgar talking to MMA Fighting. Says he got a call from his manager that RDA got hurt and the UFC had texted him, will Frankie fight at 155? And this is what Frankie says about that. Quote, and I've been hurt for the past 4 weeks. I'm pissed off for a couple reasons. I'm pissed off that I got this opportunity to slip through again. I'm sitting here. I'm the one who's been trying to fight this guy for months now. I'm flying myself to Vegas on my own dime to lobby to get a fight with this guy. And now here comes the opportunity and I'm hurt and I can't take it. I haven't done anything in 4 weeks. I didn't just pull my groin. I tore it. Ooh. I sent Dana and everyone in the UFC my MRI.
Sorry, you tore your vagina.
Yeah. But no.
To Conor.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the thing. Then he goes on. I'm even more pissed that Dana's insinuating that I refused the fight, which is bullshit. Just because they asked me doesn't mean they were going to give it to me. Because guess what? In July, they asked me to take the 189 fight on 15 days notice, which of course I accepted, and I still didn't get it. And if you remember, at 189, he fought Chad Mendes.
Yep.
Yeah. Which I argue that Frankie would have been a way better fight. By a lot, right? But again, Frankie knocked out. No, he didn't fight the night before.
Yeah, the night before he fought Mendes.
No, because McGregor fought Mendes. No, when McGregor fought Aldo the night before, Frankie knocked out Chad Mendes. Yeah, it fucked my head for a second.
Yeah, right.
And Aldo turned this fight down, the 186 fight, because he's out of shape. Legit, what he said. His coach said he's out of shape.
He just got off medical suspension too. So
yeah. So all right. Well, that's good. That's all I can see right now as far as headlines. Anything last minute? So again, man, Nate Diaz. Sorry, I'd be more happy if Nick Diaz was in there, but I'm cool with Nate. I like Nate a lot. So Nate Diaz against Conor McGregor is the fight. Is what we waited hours yesterday to hear about, and we finally got an answer. From what I can tell, everyone's pretty happy about it, except for the super cowboy dick riders, but I understand. It's okay. Yeah, man, let's see what happens this week. And in 2 weeks of promo, you're barely going to get anything. Look, here's the reason why they put so many Silva Bisping promos during today's press conference or before it is because they were like, we got to get as many times out there as possible because we're not talking about this shit ever again. You're never going to see another Bisping Silva promo. You might, but still. The build up to this fight next Saturday, it's already started and it's a monster and it's gonna be so good. So, excited for it, man. All right, well, thanks for watching the show tonight or tonight, wherever you're at. Appreciate it. You can follow Nick at Nick X Micro. Follow me at Law31. Pages at CrossBonesMMA. I got some things to do here that were last minute shit, so I'm gonna do my best to pull off a Breaking the Law with Eddie Law tonight. If not, for sure we'll do one tomorrow because I got a free day. And more than likely we're gonna do it tomorrow because you will not believe the list of shit that I gotta do right now. Anyone that knows anything about my new work venture it's a motherfucker. Anyway, all right, thanks for watching. Thanks, Andy, Mike, everyone else that's been watching, Keith. Who else do we have on here? Tim, everybody. Thanks for watching. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Later.